Hello, fellow aspirants. This is me, Dr. Jagdish Jagtap, and today we'll discuss the dreams and challenges that shouldn't let India sleep. This is some information about me. Now, the center of our attention is our country, and by country, we do not mean only the geographical area but also the people of this country. Now, let us analyze each and every challenge that India faces. The benefit of doing this is that henceforth, whenever you read the current affairs or study any issue in detail, you can link this back to these challenges. Now, if we study each and every challenge in its depth, we can get a holistic idea of all the problems that India faces and the possible solutions we have. The biggest issue, as we all know, is poverty. Then we have nationalism, terrorism, women empowerment, financial inclusion, energy security, climate change, education, skill development, healthcare, agricultural prosperity, communalism, environmental protection, trade related issues, national security, regionalism, casteism, and inequality. Now, these issues are not extensive. There could be some that I have missed out. But if you look at them, any news of concern which we come across can be linked back to some of these issues. So there is one way of studying, that is by the syllabus. But to develop more interest in the subject, we can study in this manner also. So once you map these issues out, whatever you read, whether it be the NCERTs or the textbooks, that material is useful in solving one of these issues. It could be anyone. For example, if you're reading geography and resource distribution in geography, then that is important for energy security, that is important for poverty alleviation. If there is some new drug being invented or discovered in India, that is important for healthcare. So, and all these issues are interlinked. So if you have to tackle nationalism, you have to tackle poverty. If you have to tackle poverty, you have to give employment to people. So that issue has to be taken care of. For employment, there should be education, and that education should also include skill development. So we can understand that no issue is an isolated issue. Everything is linked like a spider's web. So you make one change over here, it will change the entire spectrum. So this is the intention behind mapping these issues and challenges out. So you can add your own also to them. Now moving ahead, let us understand how we have to prepare any issue. And suppose there is an issue X. There are a few things which we should find out. What is the what of the issue? Like, what is the issue? Why is that issue in news? What are the problem areas of that sector? What are the solutions to these problems? Are there any examples around the world that are worth emulating? And what is the data available for this issue? And finally, we have to have one quote which will take the gist of that issue. If you prepare any challenge or issue in this way, you can use it in your essay, answers, and moreover, it will help you to have a holistic, like a complete picture of this problem. So let us take one example, that is the healthcare in India. Now, if I have to understand healthcare, why is healthcare required? Because if we have a healthy population, it will result into a productive workforce. And if we do not have a healthy population, we'll have a disease burden, and that burden will stress our resources. What is the data for healthcare in India? The maternal mortality rate is 140, the infant mortality rate is 40, the expenditure upon health is 4.9% of the GDP. That's large, but it has to go up. And the doctor to patient ratio is 1:3,000 in India, and it is recommended by WHO that it should be around somewhere 1:1,000. So there is a glaring gap in the availability of medical practitioners in India, and this is more diverse so in rural areas. So in health, there are other specific problems like vaccination, tuberculosis, AIDS, malnutrition, tobacco diseases, vector-borne diseases, and lifestyle diseases like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes. As we know, India is soon going to become the world capital of diabetes. So now each issue can again come at the center, and then you can again deal with it in a separate manner. Then there are some solutions for the entire healthcare. That is, we have to increase the expenditure. We can try the private public partnership model. We can give insurance, both state-based and private insurance, to the people. And the Panchayati Raj strengthening will help in increasing the healthcare to people. And e-governance can be used so that fake beneficiaries are weeded out and people get their right of health. Now, let us look around the world if anyone has done this in a better way. So the few countries which are come topmost in the health are France, UK, US, and even China. Per capita basis, China doesn't come first, but still overall spending is huge. So let us look at France. France as a country has a very healthy healthcare system in a way that people are refunded their health expenses by the state, and they have electronic cards which have biometric data, and so it is very difficult to fool the system, and people can get access to healthcare almost universally. So we can emulate that model in India. And finally, we can have a small quote, that is, Mr. Mandela said that health cannot be a question of income. It is a fundamental right of every human being. So this is one example how we can cover an issue in a short but holistic manner. So if you have to like stitch an answer together in the exam hall on a firefighting basis, you can create a very healthy and good answer, so that even if you don't know the exact question asked, you can get a healthy amount of marks. Thanks a lot. If you have any comments, please write them down, or any questions, I'll reply as soon as possible. Thank you. Have an awesome day ahead.